Good morning everybody, welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. This is our second day of our brand new collection, Sunrise to Sunset. Now I'm just going to say this has been extremely popular and we are almost limited stock on this. I'm not surprised at all. This is such a stunning collection. You've got so much in here. You get 10 dies in here plus a stamp set. We're going to go through them quickly and I will go through them in more detail on the boards. But you've got On the Horizon, which gives you the most stunning scenes and you can really build them up. You've got some scene building elements in there as well, but I will show you on the boards what they look like, so you do have the artwork to go with those too. Then you've got entwined embellishments, so you've got almost like your tone paper, you've got your twine, florals and your bows in there to add those embellishments on to your projects. Then you've got Ready for the Road, so you've got your cyclist there ready to go with the bike. Then we're going to go down to On the Water, so you've got, to me that almost looks like a classic type of boat. I don't know much about boats mine, so I could be completely wrong, but that's what that looks like to me. Really, really lovely. You've got the mat as well for that one. Then you've got your prized possessions. So you've got your car there and you've got the post there that you could put numbers in or put a message on there. You've got hold for the camera, so you've got your golfer there and that golf bag. You've got well attended, so you've got your gardener there with the accessories to go with him. You've got off the beaten path, so you've got your hiker there and you do have, you can see there, look, the silhouette of a smaller hiker that builds in really nicely with the scenes that we've just showed you. You've also got full steam ahead. Come on, buddy. You got full steam ahead there, so you've got your train and the steam coming up, and you've got free rider there. So those are 10 dies that you've got. Plus, you've also got your stamp set that you can see there. So you've got all of that for $99.99. It's item number 251103. Now, when does this go back up? Is it tomorrow? Yeah, we think it's midnight tomorrow. Bunny is going to double check, but we think it is midnight tomorrow. You have got your free P&P with this, but it'll go up to almost £130. So you have got a good saving there. I'm going to just come over here as well because we do also have your rustic twine edge frames. So these are just so useful. They do go perfectly with this collection, but these will go perfectly with any collection that you have. Different colorways. These are just your essential dies. You've got your square, circle, oval, DL, rectangle and your diamond. And I'm just going to spin one around so you can see how many dies you get in here. There is so much in there. You've got the twine design in there, which is a separate die, so you can use that in your project or you can have it separate, so you can see there. And what I love about this is when you put that in, the twine design is like one of our easy armatures, so you can snip it out or you can cut it out in a different color and then add that in, so it gives you that frame illusion of a very, very thin layer of twine. And then the last thing that we have on the show is our perfect paper. So you can see the colours in here have been pulled out from the artwork. This is 251121. It's $14.99. Obviously, if you're going to add it in with either one of the collections, you're in your free P&P mark. But you've got lovely colours in here. And you've got the dots and the stripe design in there. So I'm just going to grab some of the samples I can show you. Let's move this. And then you can see, look. So we'll go through some of the design team samples and then you can see how they've used these. I love how all the samples look different. So we've got one there by Pam. And then I've got one here by Janine. So that's using the rustic twine, and you can see how you can just cut away that twine layer and then in a different colour and add that on. So it really does give you a stunning effect. Or then this one left in, so you can see how that almost just frames. You've got that twine going through the edge there, but they are so lovely. You can see how perfectly they work with the collection. How lovely is that? That one's Janine. We've got one here. This one's Pam. I love the way how they've used it, like the boat's being tied up. So you've got that twine embellishment that's been designed to use almost like a wrap, as if you've put twine on your card like that. But they've used it as if it's tied the boat up. That's such a good idea. Pam did that one. And then we've got our hiker. Oh, Vera did this one, look, and she's used one of our pop-up mechanisms on the bottom. Oh, look at that. The scenes really do just bring these to life, don't they? As stunning as the artwork is, it just brings it to life. I got one here by Fiona, and then I just got one more. Look at that. I love the train. I don't know if it's like because you can use it for Christmas or, you know, like a wizardy type of card. It's just, I don't know, there's just so many different ways that you could use that. Look at that. That one's Vera. That's so pretty. Really, right, I'm just going to pop these back and then we'll go over and do some boards. I got to put them back in there, otherwise I will knock them over. She's telling me not to make a mess. I won't until I start demoing, and then there's no promises. Right, let's go through the boards. So we'll start off with On the Horizon. Now the idea with these, now you can see this is one die, okay? So I should have grabbed it tonight so I could show you, but it does come as one die. So when you pop that onto your die cutting machine, so can you see? I'm just going to pull it off. It does come to you as one die. These are in that die. So that is just going to pop over the image like that, run that through, and then when it comes out, it'll come out whole. But then obviously you've got these cut lines here, and you can see, look, the little paper pieces that hold it into place there. So you can go in now and snip whichever ones you want out. So like on this one, that back panel has been snipped out, then cut again, and then down to this panel has been snipped out, then so on and so on. So you can build them up like that, and they look at that, they look absolutely stunning. I do think just that on its own is just so lovely, something so different. That could be a sympathy card, it could be a wedding card, it could be somebody going on a journey, it could be so many different things. I do think with that one, mind, was it that one or the other one, that you could use it if you had it like a bit more covered, and you had like the mice sunbathing and stuff, you could use that for like a beach. Yeah, oh, Bunny's just said they could be like sand dunes. They could be, couldn't they? And you can have like the beach and the shells, and you could make it more of a beach themed. The couple, Bunny is saying, from Water's Edge, she thinks, holding hands. They could be walking off into the sunset. Yeah, these will go with so many collections that you have. Like I said yesterday, this could be like, you could decorate your card as if this is the inside of a home, and then that's the window. So instead of it being an outdoors thing, you could flip it so it's like an indoor. You could have the oh, I can't remember what it was called. Was it? Yeah, the Winter's Light. You could have like the window seat there, and you could have the little dog and the cat, and then that's the outside that they're looking at. Yeah, you could pop the curtain there. So they will just work with so many collections. Obviously, I'm showing you the arch, but it's exactly the same with the circle and the diamond. And you do have 3 different variations of your sunrise to sunset. So you can see that one would look really nice with like the animals Like they could be inside and they're like itching to go out and run in the field. They are stunning, and you can see, look, how much these build up. Obviously you can build them up as much as you want, or you could have them completely flat. It is completely up to you how you want to build these. But I mean, just look at that. It's something so different as well though. Really, really unique. So that's the first part of On the Horizon. Now you also get in that same die your grounding elements, your scene building elements. So you've got clouds, you've got the path that you can extend, and then you've got those grounding elements there as well. So if you want to add in obviously the other elements that we've got in the collection, you can bring them into this and they work really, really well. And I will show you when we go through the samples and things. I think they're on almost every single card. Then you've got your entwined embellishments. So like I said, you've got your almost like torn strips of paper that you can add in, and your twine. Your bunnies just said it can be really hard sometimes to make your own tear strips. I find it really hard because even though I want the effect of it being torn, I still want it to look even and neat. Which can be really hard sometimes, because like sometimes it can just, you know, you just tear it and it'll tear a bit more here, or it'll tear a bit more there, and you're like, well no, I need it to be torn, but I still want it to look straight and neat. So you do have that. Obviously this is such a usable one, again, with so many collections that you'll have. You know, you've got twine, you've got the twine bows there that you can bring in, and you've got those floral sprigs, I'm going to call them, as well. Right, then we've got Full Steam Ahead. I love this one. I think it is such a lovely image. You've got the train. You do have the mat to go on the back of the train. So if you do want to bring it to the front of your projects, you can do that. And you've got the steam look coming up. I think it's such a lovely one. Like I said, you could use that for Christmas. It could be a wizardy type card, you know, somebody who likes just going out train spotting. There's so many different ways that you can use that. Yeah, Bunny's just said the way that it's been designed, it does look as if it's actually coming towards you. So it does look, it is really, really lovely. It's really nice to build things up as well behind that. Then you've got your well tended. So you've got your gardener. I love on these that you can't see the faces of everybody. You know, if you missed the shows yesterday, me and Dave were saying, I think it's so nice because you can't see the face. You imagine the person that you're giving it to. So like the golfer, for instance, my dad goes golfing all the time. So like I instantly think of him when I look at it, but obviously I can't see the face. Exactly the same with this. So it fits in with a lot. You've got the mat there as well, but can you see how you've got, I love how Carnation, they do think of you making your layout. So like he's already grounded because he's got that there on the bottom, but you've got your flower pot, you've got the pots there and the watering cans. So you can add those embellishments in too. Then you've got Ready for the Road, so you've got your cyclist there and the bike. I think that's such an unusual one. I was saying yesterday, I don't think that I've seen like a sports cyclist like that. I've only seen like, yeah, like leisurely cyclists, not something like that. So I think that's a really unusual one. Then you've got a hole for the camera, so you've got your golfer there and the golf bag. Then we've got the prized possessions. You've got your car, you do have the mat for it, and you've got the post. Now, like I said, you could put in a number in there. So maybe somebody's just passed their driving test. You know, you could put their age or the date that they passed their test in or something like that. You've got on the water, so you've got your boat there. Really lovely. And again, look, it's grounded, so it never looks, even though that's just there on a black board, that still looks like it's there. It doesn't look as if it's like floating or it needs things around it. So you can always make stunning cards with Carnation. Then you've got Free Rider. So you've got your motorcycle rider there on the motorbike, and again you've got the sign. So again you could put something on there. And then the last one is Off the Beaten Path. So you've got your hiker there, and you can see the silhouette there of that smaller one. And then don't forget, you also do get your stamp set in there as well, which is such a lovely set because you do have like no mountain too high, you're 1 in a million, your hard work is paid off, man of the moment, so proud of you. They're really lovely sentiments. Today is a new day, you've achieved so much. Enjoy the little things, reach new heights, a new milestone, you're limited edition, you're the man. So you've got really lovely sentiments there, which again, something that you will use with other collections that you do already have. And then I'm just quickly going to show you the rustic twine edge as well, so we can see these, because these are such a lovely size. So you can see this one's a rectangle. Now that is your card base, your mats, your layers, your frames, your apertures. You will be able to use these in a mix of different ways. So like I said, that twine embellishment, you can fussy cut that out because you do just have those little paper piece bits holding those in. So you could cut those in a different colour and then add that in, and you get the thinnest layer. It does give you, I'm actually going to do that in my first demo, but just to show you, look. You can see how thin that is. You wouldn't get a matte layer that was that thin. It's absolutely incredible. So you've got your rectangle in there. You've got the DL, which I think is such a lovely one to have in. I was saying yesterday, I feel like DLs are getting more and more popular now. So you've got the DL in there. You've got your diamond, which I think again is an unusual one. And don't be afraid either, like we've got the circle, of putting the circle inside the rectangle or putting them over. Like I did one yesterday where I put the circle on top of the DL. And don't be afraid to mix and match these either to give you that aperture or those frames. Then you've got your square, so you can see that. They're such lovely sizes. You get so much in here. And then you've got the oval. So you can see, again, really large size on these. Right, so let me... Oh, do you want me to put your die back, Bunny? Ah, she's so bossy today. Well, do you want me to put your die back? Right, okay. Oh, I'll fall over while I do it. Oh, should I put it the right way right? There you go. There, it's all nice and pretty again. Right, so now you can have a look at the sunrise to sunset collection. It's such... I'm so glad that everybody is loving this collection as much as I have. It's such a lovely collection to use as well. Really, really easy to use. The cards, they almost just make themselves, you know. By the time you've cut out your scene, you can pop anything in front of them and the cards just look absolutely stunning. Don't forget, you can make and sell with carnation as well, so it's going to be a lovely one if you do make and sell, because you can make really quick, easy cards with this that just look absolutely amazing. And obviously it ticks that box as well for your men's cards, which I always say are the most awkward cards to make, so perfect. Right, let's start our demo. So I am using the rustic twine rectangle for this one. So I've popped those through and I made the card base with these. Oh, I was going to say, I don't think I can use look funny. I know. I you know, I did have somebody come up to me in the NEC and they just came up to me and said, Laura, you make me so happy when you use the right day glue. So yeah. Bunny's saying all the nagging she gives me is paying off. I feel like I have got better. I've got better. No. Right. Right. Now the diamonds in the teardrop on the horizon, you can see. So I've used that. Now, like I said, you can snip into these. So you can see, look, those little paper piece parts that are just holding them together. So you can see, even if you don't cut into it, you've still got the cut lines there, adding that texture into them. But you can easily go in, look, it's just that little bit, and you just snip those out, and that's going to give you your layers in between those mountains then. But you can see, even like that, still looks really pretty. So I've cut that in the center, and then obviously I've used the rustic rectangle. Funny saying the twine edge, and I was trying to think of the shape for the back. So I've cut that out and then put that on there. And then we're going to do the exact same thing again, but then this time I've gone in and I've cut out those two layers, so you can see that. So we're just going to add some tape on the back of here. Oh, I wonder if anybody, we had a message by the end of the show yesterday to say that somebody had messaged in to say theirs had been dispatched. Yeah, by the end of the day yesterday. I wonder if somebody's received it already. Because some people's post comes really early, doesn't it? If somebody's got their dispatch email out for delivery, let us know if you're waiting for your order to arrive. Right, now I'm just gonna add a little bit there. And then a bit there as well. Right, so we've got that. Let's glue this bit down. So this is the same size as the car base. I think my Tuesday glue is running out. I wonder if, because I do this, because generally we do more shows in the week than on the weekend. So like a couple of times now I'll empty like a Sunday glue into my Monday glue. If anybody else does that, or do you have to stick to the same one? So Bunny's saying that I shouldn't, because if it's not the same glue, because it's a Sunday glue, not a Monday glue. So I've just completely ruined the whole thing for you, Bunny. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she's very disappointed. So you want me to get a new pack of glue every time my Monday or my Tuesday or my Wednesday or my Thursday runs out? Okay. Okay, well, for in the future, that's what I'll do, Bunny. I will not empty any Sunday glues into any other days from now on. Okay. Okay, I'll do that just for you from now on. Right, so we've got our one layer in, so you can see there. So I've gone in a layer on the rectangle on the outside, and then use the same dye from the On the Horizon on the inside, and then obviously I've just cut that little bit out. And then for the next one, I've gone in then with the next layer on the rectangle. So this is the one you can see, look, with that twine edge, which just looks amazing. Even like that in white, it adds in so much texture. And I always say, mats and layers, having a decorative edge makes such a difference to your project. And then I've cut in another layer there. So when I put that in there now, I'm going to have another layer missing there. So let's put some tape on there. And then we'll add this one in. So let's just start down here. Oh, Bunny, I've just had a delivery. Oh, did you not know? The glue fairy's been. I've got no excuse now. There will be no more putting Sunday glues in Monday glues bottle. from now on. Right, let's add these in. Well, at least I know now that I can just grab another Tuesday, because I think that Tuesday is almost out. So, right, let's add this. Now, I do add, you've probably noticed, a bit more tape to these than, say, if I was just adding in a plain matte layer. So because you've got that aperture, to make sure that these do stand up and you do see them, you want to make sure that you do get some tape around the aperture, because if I'd have just gone around the edge, obviously there's nothing supporting this bit there, so that would have kind of like drooped onto the next layer. So if you just make sure you get some tape around the aperture, that's going to really make it stand up like that, so you will notice it, so it's not going to droop down. Okay, so if you're wondering why am I going in with so much tape, that is the reason. So let's just pull these off, and then we can add this on there then. Oh, do you know what we should, I don't know if I'll be able to do with that. I was going to say, do you know what we should have done before I glue that in? We should have stamped the sentiment on there. We'll risk it. Shall we risk it? We'll risk it for a biscuit. You're too young to remember that, Bunny. Risk it for a biscuit. I'm sure it was like a TV, but I think it was like, I'm sure it was like a talk show thing, and I think they did like a thing on there where it was like you had to do something, and obviously if you didn't win it, you had a biscuit. I'm sure it, I don't know, I might be completely making this up. Oh, she's found something. Right, let's have a look. No, I don't think it's that. Oh no, I'm sure, I can't remember what it. I'll have a Google after. I'm sure it was something. Somebody. Oh, I think we'll be okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if I've got too much foam tape on the back, but I think we'll be okay. It's making a noise, so I'm gonna go with it can reach. So let's add that on there. So I've got you've achieved so much, and let's hold your breath. Ah, there you go. So we've got our stamp, and then I'm gonna bring that frame in. So this frame, so what I've done, I can't remember, one of the other demos I've done, I used the shape. So when you get the artwork for the scenes, I'm just going to see if I can grab one so I can show it to you. You've got the shapes, and then you've got the blurred image, but you've also got some that are kind of, oh, here we go, full designs like that. So you can see, so you've got obviously your shapes that you can pop them on, and then you do get some that are like a blurred design like that one. So you can see the difference like between those two. So that one you can pop the dye on and you can see your mountains there, and then you get some that are blurred, but you do get some that are like that as well. So you've got that full image. Now one of my other demos, I'd cut these out, and I think I just cut like a circle. I cut like the center bit out, so obviously I had the rest of that image, and that's where I've got this from, look. So I cut out the twine on there. Obviously it didn't matter about the center bit because I only wanted that, so I've cut that out, and then I've just snipped them away, so I've got that on there. So then when I put this on there, it kind of just coordinates with the colour on the inside. So let's get some glue. So Suzanne has just messaged us saying that she's just had her dies delivered. Wow, that is amazing. Oh, Linda's messaged as well to say that hers should be there this afternoon. That's so exciting. Pamela's messaged as well to say that her order is due at 12:15. That's amazing. So by the 2 p.m. show, yeah, we could be crafting together. And the 2 p.m. show as well, we are recreating some of the DT samples. So we could be crafting along together. Right, let's put that on there. That's amazing though. I love that though, that like, because you don't want to wait, do you? Yeah, I wish everything, I was going to say, I ordered something last Wednesday and I'm still waiting for it to get delivered. I know. So we've got that border now in that twine design. But can you see how just the colours now, they just coordinate in with the seam. But obviously you can do that with other colours like the perfect papers and things, but it gives you the illusion of another matte layer. Like it looks as if there's a layer of this cardstock under this cardstock now, but obviously it's all the same. So we've got them there. So let's bring in, so for this one we're going to bring in our biker. So let's just give him a bit of shape. And then, oh, should we add in, should we put that there? And then, oh, I don't know if he's going to cover. Yeah, I think we'll just add him in there, so. Glue there. No way. Oh, we've had a message off Cherie as well to say that she's just received her dies. And she's saying excellent service by Carnation Crafts. That's amazing. That's it is. Do you know what though? It's so nice to know that like you've got your order and you could be crafting along with us. So you know, because I know I used to watch shows and I used to think, right, I'm going to remember how to make that card, but like you could actually be making the cards along at the same time. So it's like, you know, your first card, because sometimes I used to do it when I used to buy something new, and when you actually get it and you look at it yourself in the house, you almost kind of get a bit overwhelmed by it. So it's a nice way of, if you are looking at it and you think, oh, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, it's so nice that you can just join in and just follow along and craft at the same time as us. So yeah, we've got our little, you've achieved so much. I do love the stamp set in there, so I think it's a little bit overlooked because I think the collection is so lovely, but it is such a nice stamp set. Yeah, really lovely, and one that you will use with other collections as well. But there's really nice sentiments in there. Let me stick that one back in there before I lose it. Right, so you can see that one, we used the Ready for the Road on there, and obviously we've used it on the Horizon set. So you can see how lovely they look. Now, obviously we have had emails to say that people have had theirs already. I am just going to tell you, we are almost at limited stock with this. It has been so popular, so if you do want to grab it, do get it while the stock is obviously still there. If the stock is still there, it is going to go, we think, what did we say, Wednesday? Oh, she's going to check, but we do, I think Wednesday it will go back up. So if you do want to get it, obviously get it while it's there, but get it while it's on that price as well, because $99.99 for a stamp set, 10 dies, plus you get all the artwork, plus you do get background papers to go with these that are the nicest background papers. They've got like so much texture in, there's leaves, there's like a leather effect. I did have some yesterday and I don't know where I put that. Oh yeah, it is tomorrow, so it is midnight tomorrow. Look at these, look how pretty that is. So you do have some really lovely background. Them are just a couple that I had left, but you have got backgrounds in there as well. Right, so I'm going to start with the oval. So the rustic oval I'm going to use first. Let me glue. So I've got, like, this is one of the smaller ovals. Like I said, the size on the dies that you're getting in there are lovely. You can use them as card bases. Obviously you can use the smaller ones as card bases as well, like I am, but you do have some really nice sized dies in there. Right, so we're just going to pop that on there. So I've got my base, and then we're going to go in with the perfect paper. Let's add some tape onto that. So this is like, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a browny grey to me. The colour on this, it's like a browny grey. Bunny's just going to be like, it's not browny grey. Ah. All I could hear was like, what are you talking about? It's white. There. It is. It's like it's got like a little hint of a tint of brown in it. It's really nice. So we've got that. So we've got the rustic oval. I'm using the perfect papers. Just putting a little bit of tape on there, and then that is just going to sit on there. Then I've got our textured, our hammered cardstock. If you haven't seen it, my new favourite. I feel like anything I use now, Bunny's like, it's your favourite? I feel, no. She just likes picking on me. Yeah, Bunny just said she was going to say that the hammered cardstock goes really nice with this collection, but she thinks it goes nice with every collection anyway, which is true. It does. And you were just saying about picking on me, I've just knocked your eyes over. That was like instant karma. Right, let's pull that off. So we've gone in then, next layer down. So we've got that lovely grey framing your card. Then the next layer then is the one with that twine design. Have I glued that? Yeah. So you can see if I pop my, you can see, look how thin that is. So you've got just little bits there that you can snip into. But obviously you don't have to if you don't want to. But this one we've used the seam, so I've cut that one out in the seam bit. So let's add this in. And I haven't glued it, look. Goodness me. I thought I did because it wasn't coming apart, but then obviously it decided to come apart. Right, let's add some tape on there and then we'll glue it. So I'm just going to put this onto another sheet of cardstock just to thicken it up, because I do want it to be raised up. Come on, there. I'll stick over. Right, so we're going with this one. So it's just the exact same layer, just done it in another bit of cardstock, just so it's got a bit more strength to it. This is going to go in on there like that. So I've got one more. And then that is going to go on top of there. So let's glue this in. so I got that. So that's just going to sit right on top of there. So I was just thinking that it looked like a frame, like in a picture or a painting, when you just said. They're really, really pretty, aren't they? Right, and then we're going to go in, so that grey perfect paper that we used on the back, I've done the same thing. So I've cut this layer out again in that grey and cut the twine element away from it. So I'm just going to get some glue on here. And then this is just going to sit on top of that. So it's going to add that frame in, and obviously that illusion of another layer in there. So that is just going to sit there like that. But how delicate and thin that is. But look, you can see, you can really build these up. They're really lovely. Right, so. No, I don't know, just thought we didn't blooming stamp. I don't think I can with that one because I've got tape, foam tape under it. Oh. Let's see. I got one here that we didn't use anyway, so we'll work it out. Right, let's put that there. Right, so we're gonna like build up now on the bottom. So we've got my biker. So we're gonna build these up on the bottom. So I'm gonna glue this flat. There. And then I don't know where that's going to go yet. Let's have these in. Right, so I've got on the horizon, that's where that's come from. So you can use these as grounding elements, you can use them in different ways. You've also got in there this bit. Now that comes to like that, and I've just snipped it away. So you can mix these up. Again, your grounding elements, so you can see how you can use those. So I've just snipped them away. And we're just going to kind of build this up a bit. So I'm going to get the sign first. So I've got my sign, so you could pop. Oh, will one of the sentiments? Oh, well done. Should we try it? We'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, we can just print another one. It's fine. Right, let's give it a go. And if I put that there, so I know where that is. Right, let's try it. Let's do it in black, so it'll stand out. Right, wash my hand. To me, you can see it. Hang on. Yeah? Have you got it? There. Well done. Oh, it could be like somebody's passed their bike test. And it's like, well done. Right, we'll keep that one then. So let's add that in. So I'm going to add that there. So that's just slightly off. And where's he going to go? So that little floor bit that I've cut off, that is just going to go there like that. And then he or she is going to go there. So pop that one there. And then this bit, actually I'm going to cut into it. So let's cut this little bit off. I'm just going to go there like that. this bit. And snip that little line bit off. And then I think we'll tack that like that. So flip that round. And then I'm just going to tack that like that so it looks like it's coming out from him. And then I've got some clouds here, so let's just give these a little bit of shape. So just add a little bit of glue. So that is going to go there. Yeah, you don't have to try and like organize your clouds. You can just cut that and pop that on and it just works really well. I'm going to add one more there just to fill that bit up. And there we go. Let's move them out the way. Oh. There. Well done. There you go. So you could add in that well done. I think that's the only one that'll fit on that one because the other one's smaller, isn't it? It's like a little circle. That well done might fit on there, but I think that one goes on there well. And it does, like when I did it, Bunny said it looks like somebody's like sprayed it, like graffitied writing on it. But I think that looks quite nice like that. I think it works. So from that on there, right, I'm going to grab the samples so we can see. Let me leave that there a minute. And then let me grab this so we can see some of the DT makes for this one because they have done such a good job with this. I've got one here by Pam. I like that. They're so, like, it just makes men's cats so easy. Which is not something that I thought I would say. But, like, the images, they're so lovely. And do you know what I really like about them? Is they're not bright colours. Like, for instance, like my dad, I said, is a golfer. So if I see any type of crafty thing that is slightly golf related, you know, I take notice of it. You know, I'm like, oh, what's this? And a lot of things I've seen, like the golfer will be in like really bright colours or it'll be like a specific type of colour theme. Do you know what I mean? It's, or very like characterised, whereas these I just feel are absolutely lovely. They, like I said, they could be for anybody at all. You know, you can't see the faces on there. The colourway is really lovely. I mean, yeah, Bunny just said that she thinks the colourways are so nice that if you put it on your mantelpiece, that you wouldn't want to take it down because it does look so nice. Do you know what these would be perfect for as well? Is making like little shadow boxes. Or like those frame boxes. You could have these in there and really build them up. I can't remember what we said. 8 layers, Bunnies. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've counted on the arch. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I've still counted 9 on the diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the circle. So if you did cut into that, so what me and Bunny are saying is if you cut, where is what there? Right, so this one I just showed you. So you see the, oh actually I'll show you on the board when we get to the board because it'll be easier to show you in there. And then we've got, there we go, that one there. Vera did that one. I love that. I think that's so cute. And it's a nice way of using those little flourishes as well because I wouldn't have thought of using them like that as a little thing like they're going through. It makes me think of like somebody going for a walk through a meadow or something. like a nice little walk. And then we've got that one there by Fiona with the biker there. This one's really nice as well, like clean, simple. That's Janine. That's just using the rustic twine. You've just got a background and then the boat and the clouds. That's it. But it looks really striking, doesn't it? But that is so simple to make. It's literally the car base and the clouds and a boat. That's it. Absolutely it. And then look at that. I love that train with a circle. I don't know. There's just this. There's something really Christmassy about that train for me. I don't know why. It's something. It is officially Christmas today, Bunny. By the way, it is. Do you want me to tell you why? Because I haven't seen an advert, but I did have a gingerbread coffee today. So I've decided that it is now officially Christmas because I've had a Christmas coffee. Yeah, Halloween's done now, so it's like, it's Christmas. Yeah, the last trick-or-treater comes and then the Christmas tree comes out. I am joking. Right, let's go through these so we can see. Right, I'm just going to explain before I get distracted again. So when me and Bunny were saying about how many layers you can add into these. So if you look at this one, you've got 1, 2, 3, and then you've got that bottom one. So what has been done here is obviously you've cut this out 4 times. So you've got one that's complete, then you've got one that's cut this element out, then the next one has cut this element out, and then you've got one that's cut that element out. So you've got those layers. But what we were saying was if you really wanted to build these up, you could cut this layer out, then cut that layer out, then cut that layer out, then cut this one, then cut that one. So you could build them up almost like steps. So you would really build these up. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers. And I mean, you can see how much you've got on there. So if you imagine it's going to be double that amount is the amount that you'd be able to build those up to. So you could really build these up. If you wanted to make like a shadow box, a frame, you could put that in a frame. That could be the frame. So if you've got a frame, that could be, you could pop this at the front. So this would be your picture mount, and then just build those up in the background. And then you've got that. Oh well, we're gonna. So you can. Right, now I am going to show you. Obviously, you do have on the horizon. You've got the ash, the circle, and the teardrop diamond. Is it a diamond or a teardrop? Diamond shape. So you can see there the different scenes that you have as well. So you do have from sunrise to sunset. You've got 3 different ones there to choose from. You do also get, when we were just saying about like doing the layers like that, you also do get the aperture parts that could go there. So you could also add even more layers in, because you could add those onto that as well and go further back than that. And now Bunny's saying you could add the larger ones on top of the these. So you could add them on top of those and then add more. Yeah, well, the card's going to be about that thick. It's like, it's not a card anymore, it's a box. Right, now on that same one, you do get those elements. So the one I showed you just now, this bit, where you're going to cut these are all your grounding elements and your clouds that you can bring into your scene. You've got your entwined embellishments. So you've got your tone paper, the twine, the flourishes, and the bows to decorate your cards. full steam ahead. So you've got your train and the steam there. I do really like this one. I think it's such a lovely one. You've got your gardener, so you've got well tended. So you've got the gardener there, you've got the pots, the watering can and his flowers. You've got ready for the road, so you've got your cyclist there with the bike. I do think that's a really unusual one to be able to get. Hold for the camera, so you've got your golfer there with the golf bag too. You've got prized possessions, so you've got your classic car there with the sign. You've got the on the water, so you've got your boat. And then you've got your free rider. And last but not least, you've got your off the beaten path with the hiker and the small hiker. And you also do get the stamp set as well. So you're going to get all 10 dies plus the stamp set as well. Like I said, we are almost limited stock with it. So if you do want to grab it while that stock's there. Obviously it is going to go back up in price. Me and Bunny will be back in an hour, so hopefully you might have your orders by then, and we will see you back here at 12.